Welcome to Second Take, the show that focuses on the issues behind the news. My name is editor Martin Creamer joins me today to unpack the latest in the mining industry. Welcome, Martin.
Hi, Sashni.
Now, can you tell us about the Southern African Development Community's potential to export hydrogen into $1 trillion market?
I'm very proud of them. I think they're beating the South Africans. They came through yesterday from Namibia, and they're setting off a wonderful green hydrogen initiative. And they've already secured funding from the Germans. And of course, you know, the Germans are very keen on getting sources of green hydrogen, because central to their new climate change strategy and their new economic recovery strategy is green hydrogen. And I'm talking green hydrogen. I'm not talking getting hydrogen from coal or any other way that people do it. This is getting hydrogen from renewable energy, from the sun, from the wind. And of course, we know in Southern Africa, we've got superior sun, we've got prime wind, and the Germans have recognized this. They also have quite a long association with this region. So they're coming into the region and saying, let's set up an atlas. Let's set up a green hydrogen atlas Africa, they call it. And this is, I think, something that we need. We need to get moving faster on this. We've been speaking about exporting hydrogen to the Japanese, and I think they've already given a price on that. But a lot more can be done in this region. I mean, when you think of Namibia, they've got the port infrastructure, they've got the sunlight, they've got, in fact, a lot of sunlight. They've got desert where they can put large sections of photovoltaic cells. They have everything you need to get moving because they're used to using those ports. And of course, they'll be closer to Europe, so closer to Rotterdam. So I think they could get things going very soon. And we see Rotterdam moving, we see Europe moving, we see everybody saying hydrogen is going to be the next universal energy source because it mitigates against climate change. And I hope that our own roadmap, which we're drawing up now for hydrogen, gets completed soon.
And Orion Minerals is excited about the granting of the final mining right for the Prieska copper zinc resource near Copperton in the Northern Cape.
You know, it's very important that we get going on new mining projects. And when we look at this Orion project, it is being funded, you know, from Australia, but we actually were caught napping here because, I mean, they've really done things fast and they've done things well. And we just need these projects to go ahead now. It's so important that we have projects going ahead of this sort. And this is going to be a substantial one. They're talking about, the final raise of 5 billion rand now. They've already spent $500 million there. Now they're going to talk about another 5.4 billion rand that they want to put in there. And it has a multiplier effect in that region. We know that Copperton is there, and the name already tells you they've been mining copper here. So they had been mining copper. The old Anglo-Vaal had been mining there. When the copper price fell in the mid-90s, they decided to discontinue. And now along comes Orion Minerals, which is listed in Sydney and Johannesburg, and they're getting this thing going very, very well with modern technology. It's going to be a very modern mine. It's also going to be inclusive from the way people are thinking now. When they talk of ESG, they talk environmental, they talk of social, and they talk of governance. And in that social, you can see there's a lot of community planning going on there. The community are happy. The mayors are phoning the company. The provinces are phoning the company. You know, what can we do to help you? That's a sort of cooperative environment now because they know this can create a lot of wealth and jobs for that area of the Northern Cape.
And lastly, can you tell us about exploration in South Africa bringing significant opportunities?
You know, one of the leading success stories of exploration is, well, now Barrick Gold, but it really began with Dr. Mark Bristow, and he began here in Johannesburg, but listed in London, and then started a lot of exploration activities around Africa, around Mali, and in the DRC. And, you know, his success in discovering and then developing is legendary. He's done it all over the place. And I asked him to comment on this latest document by the African National Congress's Economic Transformation Committee, where they say, please encourage people to get on the Johannesburg Stock Exchange, encourage retail investors, stimulate them, incentivize them to actually invest in smaller companies so that they can start exploring. That's what we need now to get the growth going. And of course, when I asked Dr. Mark Bristow to comment on this, he said, wow, there's a lot of opportunity here. In South Africa, he knows this region well. And of course, in some ways, we've been overexploited and underexplored here. We've never been great explorers here because our ore bodies have been so huge that we normally left the mining to the engineers and said, look, just sink a shaft and get going. Whereas now, you can get so much more out of it. And what Dr. Mark Bristow was saying, just drones, the use of drones at the moment is so useful in exploration. He says, okay, they're using it all over the place in mines. But when you get to exploration, it can come down at such a low level. You pick up such information and the cost is lower. You can do it at a lower cost with higher quality. So, he expressed quite a lot of excitement about us getting going on this exploration front. And he was saying, it has enormous opportunity for us. So we know that we are still, we've got a lot of metals and minerals in the ground that, the studies show that possibly we've got more than anyone else in the world. Second is Russia, I think, and third Australia. We can see the Australians really setting the pace with exploration. We need to copy them. We need to get more geologists here. We're not strong on geology. We've always brought engineers into the situation, but we need to really encourage geologists to come forward so that we can really turn this to account in South Africa. Exploration, mineral exploration. So I'm happy with that ANC ETC document because it seems to be stimulating a lot of comment.
Thanks for speaking with us, Martin.
Great pleasure, Sashni.
That's it for today. Join us again next week for more news analysis on the local and global mining industries. And don't forget to listen to the audio version of our Mining Weekly daily email newsletter.